MK, and I am here with Challenge 1 for Counterfeit Kit Challenge, and it is all things outdoorsy. And I'm also playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and today's sketch is by Signetta Seekins, I think is how that is pronounced. I also had to bring in 2 pieces of background because I am doing more double pages this month than I have realized that I was going to be doing. So I apologize for having to already add to my kit, but from Memory Place, I added these vintage wood pieces. They're light wood on the background, and then they are this painted distress wood. And I was thinking about having both paints on the outside, so that way when I put all my pieces on, it's on a white sheet, and then the beautiful wood grain will be in the middle. I'm not sure yet because the wood grain does not match up, so I don't know about that just yet. I also have a couple photos. I think I have 5 total, 6 maybe. And then I've got the leftovers of all of my vellum pieces. I have a cut apart from one of the 49 and Market packaging pieces. I have more packaging from 49 and Market because I just cannot not use it, right? This is another package that I received something in. I don't know what all this stuff is, but I'll put it on my tray in front of me. But I wanted to use this glassine bag. And I received a bunch of little goodies in this bag, and the store owner put a bunch of washi tape and stuff on it and made it all pretty, so I thought, I can't throw that away. I need to use it. I should have wrote down who it was from and all the good things. I did not, you guys. This was about a year or 2 ago. Then I also have some rub-ons from the Crafty Garden from 49 and Market. I also had those 2 fern pieces that looked like layering pieces from Nature Study. These 2 frames are also from Nature Study, the acetate film strips. And then these are also from Nature Study. Now, not everything is going to go on this layout. So I had a little baggie left over that was Nature Study or Hike More. Oh my gosh, now I can't remember. I think it's Hike More. But they were all in a little baggie. They were just my leftovers from a Kit Conspiracy kit that I had. And so those are the leftovers minus that little flare that was from the Advent calendar in 2023. And then, of course, the tree ring was from Lake Life in Simple Stories. I have a bunch of yellow laser cut pieces from the Crafty Garden as well. And then 2 more of my die cut burlap pieces. And then I'm going to do some distressing on this gorgeous wreath. This wreath is from Dusty Attic, and I'm going to use crushed olive on it with a blending brush, as well as some Nouveau drops. And the Nouveau drops are, I think, dandelion. Yes, dandelion yellow is the Nouveau drops that I'm going to be adding to these as well. And then I end up bringing in a milk one too, but I can't remember the name of it, and to be honest, I don't show it to you guys, so I do apologize, but it is an off-white. It's not a true white. So the first thing I'm going to do is I leave my chipboard in the negative. This helps a lot when I'm blending the pieces. I don't necessarily use it if I'm just going to pounce it and whatnot, but when I'm blending these pieces, I do leave them in the negative. Then that way I can make sure that I get full coverage. I don't have to be delicate or gentle. Sometimes I end up ripping the pieces, but by the time that I'm done, I am a-okay with it. And then, of course, I went back and splattered it, and then on top of the splattering in some spots, I do go back and re-ink because I feel like I took up too much. Like I had one big blob of something. So I go back and I just re-ink in that little spot, which is actually kind of cool because then it turns a totally different color entirely, and it adds to the depth and dimension of these intertwined little flowers or whatnot. I think they're supposed to be red berries, but for this one, I am treating them as if they are little yellow buds, like tiny little yellow bits and pieces. So I'm going to go through, and by the time I'm done, not gonna lie, my hand is numb from squeezing this little bottle so much. But I knew there was an end to it, so I kept going all in one sitting. I definitely could have done this in in stages. Like I could have squeezed and then did something else and then squeezed and then did something else. But for this one, it just didn't seem like there was a whole lot. So I went ahead and did it all in one sitting. But round bottles for me are hard. Oval bottles are just fine. Square bottles are just fine. Round ones, I don't know why. They are just so hard for me to squeeze out. So anyways, I do let this sit for a bit. I'm not exactly sure how long I let this sit, but I know it wasn't more than a day, just to let you guys know that. So and then when I come back in, as you can see, there's little branches that peek out. And then at the tops of all of those peaks, they have almost like and I know I just called these buds, but they almost are like little tiny buds and teardrops and whatnot. So I'm going to go back in with my milk. I can't remember what it's called, but I know it has the word milk in it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I apologize for not, sometimes when I have my computer desk away from my main desk. When I first started, my computer desk and my main desk was all the same desk, and it was easy for me to just reach over and grab the product and tell you exactly what it was. But I have to say that now that the computer desk has its own desk and the main desk is 10 feet that way, it's harder for me to just grab the product and tell you exactly what color it is. But I do love this addition of the little white pieces. I feel like it makes this wreath so much more full now instead of just having the one color. I absolutely love it. And the little dots were way easier than the big dots, but I still can't read what type of off-white this is. So anyways, that is my wreath. I'm going to set it off to the side and work on my pictures and other things. Like I said, I know that I did all of this in one sitting, so I definitely did not wait overnight for my Nuvo drops to dry because I wasn't sure exactly where what I was going to do with the wreath just yet. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this glassine bag and extend it so it is 12 inches. Actually, it's a little bit longer than 12 inches, but I thought that it would be perfect as a 12-inch piece. And I'm going to rip off all the little bits. So I'm ripping off the extra piece that overlaps to create the bag. You know that when they fold the piece as a round before they crease it and make the gusset in it, it's got all these extra little pieces. And so I'm ripping all that stuff off so that way it doesn't have too much of a lot of flaps and things like that. I'm also taking out the gusset so that way I have a pretty flat piece. Now the overlap is also on the outside as well, but most of it's covered up with washi tape and I don't want to ruin the washi. So I try not to mess with that too much, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it looks, but it's too wide. So I decided that I'm going to rip the edges so that way I have a distressed edge as opposed to a straight edge. So I really like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and rip it in half. Because it's too wide. And I thought, oh my gosh, this will be perfect because then I can overlap them and I can see through it and it'll be absolutely perfect. I love this. Then I'm going to take these two pieces here and overlap them. And I know, waste not, it is such a waste, but I just wanted the deckled edge of these two pieces being seen just like I wanted the edge of those washi tape pieces from the glassine bag. So that's it, you guys. That's all I wanted from here. I didn't want to take too much away from what I had going on and all that stuff. So I'm not going to cut these apart and save them for something else. I definitely could have cut the extras off that are covered up by the photos and put them on the other side of the layout somewhere. But in all honesty, I'm okay. I've had these in my stash for quite a while. I'm okay. So I'm going to take these 4 photos, and it is of my friend and her daughter picking wild dandelions. No, not dandelions. Daffodils. Oh my goodness. Are they daffodils? No, I forgot, you guys. But yes, I am going to, they're wild. We just drove right by them and they picked them right up and started, picking them. My girlfriend still has hers that she picked in her car. I absolutely love it. But one of the things that I noticed about it is that they are like no dandelions I have ever seen in my life. So if I ever get the chance to go back up to the same spot with my girlfriend again, I would like to dig up the bulbs and bring some of these home, because I've never seen, I still can't find them. When I do an internet search, I cannot find ones that look like this. These are gorgeous, you guys. And I do have a close-up of what one looks like for reference, because I wanted to come home and buy the bulbs. And I just could not. I found similar, but not like these ones. So anyways, that is my daffodil. I think that's what they're called. I think that's what they're called. The little yellow flowers with the bells in the middle. I believe they're called daffodils. I'm so bad, you guys. I'm sorry. So here is my my interpretation of Sinetta's sketch, where she has almost like a lattice look on both sides of her double page layout, and then she's got pictures down the side of the lattice look. And so what I did was I just took my 4 pictures and I used my burlap as my lattice piece, and then lined the entire right hand side for that section of the layout. And then she's got a single photo over on the left page with this gorgeous wreath in the middle. So I have my gorgeous wreath, but I'm actually going to put 2 pages because I've got my beautiful friend sitting there so happy that she got to pick wild dandelions. No, daffodils. And then of course the daffodil is there. I took it as soon as she brought it back to me in the car. Now it wasn't mine to keep it. She didn't bring it for me. I just picked it up to take a picture of it. So yes, it was beautiful. And she's like, how come you didn't get out? And I thought, you guys are nuts, because I thought, in all honesty, that they were daffodils like what we have here in Nevada. And so yeah, no. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and single matte this picture here, but I did not have enough of the vellum wordy piece paper, so I'm going to go ahead and just mesh them together and then go ahead and cut them apart, so that way they are, you know, it makes a matte for me. And then I matted my girlfriend's picture on it as well. But instead of double matting it like I thought I was going to on that 49 and Market packaging, I'm actually going to take that packaging as soon as I'm done fiddle fussing. I fussed with that, didn't I? Quite a bit. But once I am done fussing with the vellum, I'm actually going to take this packaging and I'm going to cut it up. I decided that that is what I'm going to do because I love all the pieces. I don't know why it is so important to me, but I do love all these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the butterfly. And the best part about it is it's all so distressed. You can do it. It is a super quick fussy cut. Really, it is. And then I'm going to distress the edges. I tried to use my finger, but it was way too stiff. Like, honestly, the board is super thick because it's packaging, right? So now I've got 2 little pieces. I'm going to distress these edges as well because I assumed I was going to use all these pieces, but I don't end up using all of these pieces. I only end up using 1. And then my original, I almost forgot to use the original title that I picked out for this, which was Best Ever. I almost forgot because I end up using leftovers that were from, or did I pick that out? Oh my gosh, now I don't even remember how I put the layout together, you guys. I apologize. So I'm going to take these film strips and take out all the negatives, but sometimes I save the inner bits. Now that frame that I just threw away, that was between the larger frame and the smaller frame, I don't save that one, but inside the smaller frame, I save that, and then inside the one that had the 6 frames, I save all of those as well. They just become unique embellishments when it comes to adding to a cluster or anything. It just adds a cool looking little square around. Now this one, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do, so I went ahead and I cut it straight in half, but the half on one side was too much, so I had to cut it off a little bit. I just wanted a little bit of that film strip showing, and then I'm going to add the other film strip to the other side. Just along my girlfriend's photo. And then this frame I thought was going to fit around my photo, but it is just a little bit too big, so I end up cutting that out as well. So just getting a feel. I do still have to ink the edges. Now these ones here, I'm not inking as much as I did. I'm just trying to get a little bit. So I'm dabbing just a hair, just to give it some highs and lows. It didn't change it a whole lot, but it gave it some shadow basically. And I'm going to cut this, I believe, in 3 sections or just in half. Now I don't remember because I've used them so many times. Hopefully I'll run out of these eventually. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and layer it there, again, bringing in that lattice work because the creator of the sketch had the lattice all the way up and down both sides, and I thought I would keep it central to the photo instead of having it go all the way up, and then I didn't have anything else to go up there with it like I do on the right side. Then I'm going to take this nope, it's not vellum, these rub-ons, and I'm going to pick out only the flowers that have yellow in them. I left all the ones that had the multicolor, but I love these butterflies. So I'm going to take out all these little butterflies, and then this is where I take out a bunch of other little words. It says delight in life and something about memories made or moments, memories in the moment, or in the moment is all it says. And I bring those in there because, again, I cut these out because I thought I didn't have a title for this. So that's what I was going for, was all these cool little titles. So I picked out 3 of them and thought, well, I will just add 1 on one side and 2 on the other side. It'll be fun. And I didn't realize that I still had all of my embellishments up at the top, even though I just put my... Even though I just put my packaging, my leftover packaging pieces up at the top. Yes, that's me. Go me. So anyways, I know it. Janet says she's got goldfish brain. I feel like I'm getting there. I have goldfish brain too. Like, I set something off to the side and poof, it's gone. All of a sudden it does not exist anymore on my layout. Nothing. It is gone forever. Until I clean up and the layout is done. But you know what? In all honesty, I don't even miss it. When I do things like that, I truly believe it must have been meant to be because of the fact that I really enjoy how the layout ends up looking. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my little cluster over on the right, and then the rest of the layout comes together rather nicely. I did leave everything in for you guys to see because here lately I feel like I've been cutting things out of my layouts, assuming that you guys have been watching me for years and not really remembering that every day I might have a brand new viewer, right? And they're not familiar with my channel. They're not familiar with scrapbooking. They're not familiar with anything. And so every now and then I like to leave all the things in: the trimming of the photos, the distressing of the pieces, the rubbings of the rub-ons, all the things, because of the fact that I have to take into consideration that not everybody is a seasoned scrapbooker, or they've been around my channel forever. So that is just why some of my videos are a little longer than usual, is because I like to leave them in. And I especially like the doubles, to do this on the doubles, because doubles are usually a lot more intensive than a single layout is, right? My single layouts are all normally around, I think the longest one is 15 minutes. And then when it comes to my doubles, I have to cut out a lot of those because of the fact that what I do on one side, I do on the other side, and nobody needs to see it twice, right? Some people do, some people don't. Well, for this one, I forgot to turn my camera back on. I know, it was awful. I went and I did all of the rub-ons and I completely forgot. So this one that says memories made in the moment, that's actually 2 different rub-ons, and I added them together to make one title. And then I added the rub-on butterflies. I added the rub-on flowers. I did all the things, and then I glued my piece in, and I used an X-Acto knife to cut my wreath in half. So there is my wreath, there's my butterflies, my rub-ons, and then I added the word best ever with new discoveries underneath it because I just barely rediscovered it. And then I added the seek and find up at the top as well. So that is my layout and how I finished it off. I absolutely love this layout. It might have to be my favorite so far this month. Have I already said that 5 times? I'm pretty sure I have, but it is absolutely my favorite layout, you guys. I'm going to have to say that because it's just beautiful. It's got really good people in the pictures. And I just love when I alter my embellishments to match my photos, right? To match the layout. And so that's one of my favorite ones. Favorite types of layouts to do is when I get to really put in a lot of work on my layouts. All right, Senora, thank you so much for an amazing sketch today. I really, truly had a blast with it. I thought it was great. Don't forget to check out all of the other gals. The Forgers is what they are called. Also creating and using challenge 1, which is getting outdoorsy or all things outdoorsy. I had a blast creating with this kit. I've been having a blast creating with this kit, you guys. So don't forget to check out all the links that I have in the description box below for the Counterfeit Kit group, as well as Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate it, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.